Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's the Dr. Ali Griffith Show for mindset, meditation, and motivation. And we are in our Launch the Legacy series. Launch the Legacy. This is the proof I'm holding. It's not the real book yet, but it is the book. Super excited to share this experience with you. And we have another amazing co author today. And you're going to find all about this one. This is definitely something that you want to tune into. We're going to speak about finally living my dreams. How many of you out there want to be at that space where you're going to feel like I am finally living in my dreams? You're going to find out more about the obstacles, the blocks, and the challenges, and what was done to navigate to be on the other side. Some of you may need that at this time, and if this is not for you, then definitely share it with someone else who also needs it. But I promise you, this something in this is probably going to be for you. Make sure you buy the book at launchlegacy.com and definitely share it out with someone else who is going to need the support from this book. I'm Dr. Ali Griffith. As always, I'm super excited to share with you lots and lots of gems on what you can do to take ideas into activation, or what you can do to level up your business, and on helping you to navigate that next space of where it is that you want to go, gain clarity, and most likely, which is what I always talk about, creating profit from your ideas. We're super excited for our guest today. We have Dr. Joy P. Creel, who is a trained therapist, coach, strategist, and spiritual director. She helps individuals succeed in their personal, professional, and business development by empowering them to take necessary measures to also take care for themselves. In addition to being a licensed professional counselor, Dr. Joy is an entrepreneur that believes that you cannot help others without properly caring for yourself. Welcome to the stage. Welcome to the stage. Yeah, we got a whole stage, a whole virtual stage, digital stage, auditory stage. Dr. Joy P. Creel. And you can also find her at joypcreel.com. She loves to call herself the COO on the go. And now most of us are affectionately calling her the COO on the go. She's a dynamic being. I was blessed to meet her, and for our lives to cross. We met through another campus. As a result of that, she's been supporting me in the front end, back end. We've been navigating this space together. She's dynamic as one of my executive elite clients, and also supporting our elite legacy masterminders, and have been to all the things, including the Biz Beach retreats, all the things. And she's just going to share with you more about who she is. So let them know, let the folks know, who are you and why are you even here? Why you show up? Why are you here?
I show up because there's no other option. Like there is no other option. There is no quitting me. And because I'm gonna win, because that's what I do is win. But like Dr. Ali said, I'm Dr. Joy. I'm excited to be here and I'm excited to talk about this book. So that's it. That's me. That's who I am. You said all the things.
I already said all things. All
You
right,
gotta
so let's
do it.
let's let's dive deep into you're a therapist by trade. What
Mhm.
made you decide to go from, and I have a very similar story as an audiologist, speech language pathologist. I had no desire to do business. Business was not my thing, or at least that's not my, I don't know if that's a similar story. That's my story. I'm mom, busy doing all the things, but knew there was a bigger calling on my life, and knew that people kept asking me questions. So what took me into entrepreneurship was helping someone, and then realizing that I didn't know much about business, and I wanted my business to do well. At that time, we were doing martial arts for kids with special needs. I am an autism mom, if you don't know. And during that time, I began to realize that, wait, I need to do business. I need to understand business. Took it, scaled it, grew it, and now as a result of that, I'm here. But what made you decide to step into the entrepreneurship world?
So I like to sell things, and I've always liked to sell things. And so that is kind of what started this, right? For me, was the selling of all the things, and from there, I So I was in the entrepreneurship world and I knew that I wanted to always have a side hustle or a side business. So it wasn't until recently though that I was like, oh, this is bigger than me. So within the last, I'd say about 3 years or so, 3 to 5 years, I realized that this was bigger than me and that it needed to be expanded. And so that's what made me step fully into the space of growing my business and helping others through my business, but also like building my business legitimately.
Mm-hmm. I love it. And also, moving towards that space inside of the book, she starts off with finally living my dreams. There was a time in my life when I hated to be asked questions like, what is your why or what do you like? And heaven forbid that they even asked me about my dreams. What dreams? I don't have any dreams. I'm not a dreamer. Simply put, I did not have a clue. Take us back to that space of when you had no clue because your story is needed to be heard by someone who may be experiencing the same thing that you are feeling. Bring them in, take them into your journey, let them feel it, let them see it.
So for me, I was in this, I'm like being in that space of like don't ask me what I want, don't ask me what my dream is and all of that because I was like batting around in the dark for so long. For me, it was a space of for lack of better terms, it was a space of um just trying to figure things out. Like I didn't have a manual for this. And so like what is your dream? I don't know. I'm trying to make it through the day. Like that was my biggest thing. So I would hate that space when people would ask me, what do I want? What am I dreaming or whatever? And then as a therapist, it's interesting. Like that is one of the exercises that you have to do almost at the beginning of therapy in order to set goals for people so that you can, move along this therapeutic route with them. And so I remember the day that I had to kind of sit myself down and ask myself the question like, no, you do have to know. And not only you do have to know, but it's okay to know. And I sat myself down and I gave myself permission to dream.
That's good. How many of us out there are at that space where you hate people asking you, where you're like, okay, I have no clue. And especially as a high achiever, and people are always expecting you to know, and you not having the answer and not wanting to look like I will say I want to look dumb, but I really don't want to know. So I hate when you guys keep asking me the same question. Um, what you knew one thing is that you loved helping people and you knew
Mhm.
that you wanted to move into the next step. So what made you get past that stage of not knowing to evolving into the space where you feel where you are now?
So initially for me, it was easier. What I learned was it was easier for me not to know. It was easier for me not to have a dream. It was easier for me because if I didn't know or I didn't have a dream or I didn't have my own vision, it was easier for me to really just kind of take it one step at a time or take it like easy or just kind of fall back on like I'm just doing the next best thing or not even the next best thing. I'm just doing the next thing, like
Mm.
whatever that thing is. I also forgot your question, but
What was some of the things that took that's all right. That happens to me all the time. So welcome to our world. What helped you to get to the other side of knowing of not knowing what you want to be to now feeling like you're a little bit more clearer? Or are you even to the other side where if someone comes to you and asks you now, do you feel like you'll be able to answer that question?
yes, I do feel like I'm able to answer that question a lot better now. And one of the things that got me over there is sitting myself down and giving myself the permission to dream. But the other piece was being able to invest in myself because it wasn't even just all about what I wanted in the moment. It really was about what my next right move was, not just my next move. I know I said previously I was just doing whatever the next thing was, whatever just came up, whatever opportunity came up. And then when I kind of start honing in on what I really like to do, or how I want to move, or how I want to show up in the world, or how I want to help people, that's when I found myself in a space where I was able to then be able to expand and expand in a way that didn't feel hard, even though it was hard work.
Yep. I remember being at a space where I wasn't clear of the dreams. And then when I had the dreams, I wasn't sure on how to make the next moves, right?
Mhm.
Everything kept coming up. Things kept showing up, like being married. Then it was like, okay, if I'm now married, so I got to put time into my husband. And then going through the divorces. So, okay, I'm going through divorces. So how could I even think about moving towards my dreams? And then there was having Zachary, which was like, okay, now I'm a mom. So here's that space of I'm a mom. So there goes there goes Allie's dream again. And then, okay, wait a minute, he's autistic. There's extra work on in this. There
Mm-hmm.
goes that big dream of even wanting to do more. So I think I had desires, and this is funny because I'm looking up at my wall and it says dream. Weird. Uh, not that I didn't even realize it was there until I looked up. But not only that, many of us have dreams, is that we have dreams and then things keep popping into our reality that we're not even allowed to
Mm-hmm.
hold on to those dreams. So you ever been in a space where reality just kept coming at you? Like, oh, okay, I'm a dream. Wait, no, here's reality. Wait, I'm a dream. Wait,
Mm-hmm.
wait, oh no, here's reality. So it's like, forget it. I'm not even going to dream anymore because I got to deal with reality, which is the real deal. Has that happened to you?
Absolutely. And that's why I said it was easier not to have a dream, because I felt like I was always getting like knocked back down. Like, okay, and I hadn't even formulated that idea until quite recently, actually. But what happened is, like, I would get knocked down because the thing that I wanted to do kind of didn't work out, and I didn't have the resources, or I didn't have the time, or I didn't have the whatever the thing is I didn't have to make this thing happen. So it was like, well, I just need to do this other thing. And so it was like living in the struggle. And then here's the other thing, like living in the struggle and not being able to reframe the struggle. And so, like, finding myself in that space, like, it was just easier to be like, okay, so the next thing is, okay, I'm gonna finish this degree because that's it. Or I'm gonna finish another degree because that's the next, next thing. Because I don't know what to do next, but okay, I'll get this job because their cousin wanted to hire me or whatever. And it was just wind up in these spaces, and and the things that I wanted to do continue to just get pushed down
That
further
part.
and further and further, until I didn't realize, until I didn't know that they were even there.
I think you just hit it right there. And I knew somebody out there needed to hear that. How many times that we have a dream, but then other people's stuff or other people's responsibilities or just other responsibilities that are ours, but our dreams keep getting pushed down, pushed down, pushed down. So the dreams then just don't even become existent because we have all this other gook that's on top of it. And then
Mhm,
what is dream, right? That's that space. So don't ask me that question, what is dream? Or like all I
mhm.
have in front of me right now is a whole lot of reality. How many
Right.
are listening and like nodding? Like, yeah, this is what I need to hear because
Ain't
I'm
no dream if
probably
I got these bills. Ain't no dream if I got all these responsibilities. Ain't no dream when XYZ, like fill in your blank, whatever that is, because it just feels like there's no space for it. And you're just so bogged down with the
mm.
overwhelm and almost the burnout of dreaming.
And then here's this space that you speak about in the book. Love to be a person of service, right? So
Mhm.
being a person of service, we love helping others. And you and I have a lot of common in this. We speak a lot about this in our Elite Legacy Masterminds when we're getting together about being in service and it being important for us to be servant leaders to make sure that we're helping others, to make sure that we're passing down the information to others. But when we begin to be in this space of service, uh what you said, being in service is amazing and it's noteworthy, but service should benefit all parties. Oh, come on, I'm gonna read this
Absolutely.
again like if it's like if it's scripture. If not, that is not service, that is slavery, and that is not okay. Good boundaries help us to not be enslaved, especially as we dare to dream for ourselves and our legacy. Take us into what you meant when you were writing that.
Whew, that
Right.
was good.
That was like, who wrote that? Yeah, girl, that's you. I told y'all don't want to miss the opportunity. Plug, go get your book, launchyourlegacy.com. You're gonna get all the jewels. If it's not from me, it'll be from our amazing authors. They will snatch each edge and then put it back nicely. They'll lay it back down like baby hair.
Not baby hair.
Yeah,
Okay.
somebody resonated with that one.
Right.
All right,
So
so yeah,
service or slavery, service versus slavery. Listen, like, when you're a person who likes to serve, like, I have the gift of helps. Like, that literally is how God blessed me. That is how he made me. Um, However, even in that, like, there has to be some level of boundaries. And one of the things that I wasn't able to do early on was put those boundaries in place. And I would serve into this space where, like, I would be resentful. Like, I would serve into resentment. I would serve into just being super tired. I would serve into just like this space of, I don't even know, like this abyss of, you know, helping too much. Like it is a thing. And so I was so bound by it. And that's why I described it as slavery. Like you can serve yourself into a place where you are under submission to something that you don't even want to be a part of anymore. And so
Ouch.
I know, right? Dang. It's hard. It's hard out here. Um, but being in that space though, like one thing that I had to learn was to put boundaries in place, was to be able to say no, and then was to be able, like a big one for me was to be able to not look at external situations as my source, rather my resource. So the things that come out of my source space, those are the things that help me to stay in service in integrity. Because if you're serving yourself into slavery, that's not integrity for you, and it's not integrity for the other party. Serving also is reciprocal, right? Like it's not just about the person that you're helping. And so like once we learn that and we're able to walk through those spaces, I think it helps us to just be better in the long run as that servant leader, because then we don't find ourselves bound. We don't find ourselves bound.
And feeling like if we lost ourselves. 'Cause
Absolutely.
we can lose ourselves in the space of serving others. That and it's funny because we were just at one of the conference, Lisa Nichols conference, and as usual, Ali steps back into that servant leadership mode. No matter, even though I was sitting down in the audience, and of course Lisa got at me and she was like, "No, Ali, you don't need to serve me. You're always putting others ahead of you." And I'm like, snatch, dang it. It doesn't matter what level I get to or whatever I'm doing, who I'm leadership of, that thing just automatically kicks back in where I'm ready to give mine up. Because it was literally an exercise where she was giving rings to everyone, but didn't have hers. She was asking her team to bring hers. Me in my head was like, oh, let me give her mine. I can get another one quickly. And it just came off as me putting myself back as always, and having someone else in the forefront, and to have, and this is the part where I'm going to get into where you said when those boundaries are set, dare to find a trustworthy person who will hold you accountable. Your dreams deserve accountability. Whether that is a coach that is a few steps ahead of you to help you to get to where you're going, or a therapist who can hold your truth and push you to your greatness. Girl, I have to underline that line and make sure we post that somewhere, because that's one of those that you got to asterisk and make sure somebody else resonate with that, and it falls in line with that. Like, no matter what, Lisa's still my coach, and she had to snap me back into accountability, because there's always someone levels ahead of you. And when you trust them, because it's not just finding any coach, and that's how I know no matter what,
Hmm.
that is my coach.
Absolutely.
No matter where we go, what we do, we already got that boundary. She can say what she needs to say because I trust her to hold me accountable for not putting myself in the background and dropping back into slavery mode. Come on, girl, you preaching over here.
Absolutely. I mean, and it's the reciprocal place. Like, how many times have we been moving? And you mentioned that, you know, maybe that I'm helping on the back end or whatever the case is, and you're like, hey, but what did you do for your business? What did you do for your stuff? And it takes a special relationship in those spaces, especially if you're a person who is a servant, a true servant. It takes a special place to have somebody who can hold you accountable and who can gently or not so gently, Dr. Ellie, pull you back into your
Trustworthy, remember, trustworthy, not so
be
gently,
trustworthy,
not
but not
needed
so gently.
anymore.
Sometimes not so gently. Just kidding.
I'm
But
laying
no,
back down the baby hairs, y'all. Laying back down the baby hairs.
but they'll pull you back into the space that'll say, no, but what is this next thing for you? Or even if this is the thing that you're doing and that feels good to you, like, how does it fit inside your bigger picture? Because there have even been times where, like, I'm doing whatever it is that I'm doing, and Dr. Allie will pull me back into a space and say, but how does this fit? Or how does this, you know, what does this do for your business, or whatever the case is? And so with that, it helps me then to like make sure that whatever space that I'm doing, even if it's in a place of service, I'm also being served. So
That's that double serve world. I
listen,
absolutely love it. So I want them to know more about you. How could they find out more about you guys? Make sure you get the book. That was just 2 paragraphs out of her section, or 3 if you count the beginning. if you imagine that was juicy, she got so much more nuggets that she is dropping in here for you. Like I said, every chapter, whether you are exactly that person, you'll find something to resonate with you. This book was divinely assigned to us. It's not going to be perfect, but you're going to get the message you were intended to hear, as well as this recording or this show that you're seeing right now. Pass this along. Make sure you're letting us know your thoughts, engaging in it. Get your copy, share your copy with someone, launchthelegacy.com, because we want to impact, we want to be in at least 1 million homes by the end of whenever God decides. And all we could do is focus on one home at a time. One home at a time. So you help us in navigating that space and keep sharing it to one home at a time. I have no time limit on it. I'll let the man upstairs do that part. What do you want to leave them with? How could they get in touch with you? And what's coming next for you, Dr. Joy P. Creel?
So, what do I want to leave people with? Listen, um, know that well, first of all, know that it's okay to dream. And once you know that it's okay to dream, be willing to write your dream. Earlier this year, I was challenged to create a vision board, and creating that vision board put me in a space where I sit with that vision board often, where I take a look at it and I say, where am I at? So be able to measure that. You can find me at drjoypcreel.com, joypcreel.com, Joy P. Creel on Facebook, Dr. Joy P. Creel on Instagram. Any of those places, and you'll be able to connect with me. What do we have coming up? We have a few things coming up. First of all, if you're looking for somebody to help you inside of your business, to help you to find the strategies you need in soul systems or sales, I'm your girl. Hit me up for that. But additionally, in the personal development world, one of the things that kind of has been pressed upon us as a tribe, but in general, like it's a big thing that's happening, is the space of grief. And so God has definitely been putting working on that on my heart. So there's some big things coming up. We have a live event coming up 12/3 2022. So excited about the live hope event that's coming up, because one thing about grief, oftentimes when it's talked about, you leave feeling worse than you did when you started. Like, we don't play like that. We are a partying tribe. So we excited about what that's going to look like. And we're excited to continue to teach about that in the weeks, days, and months to come.
What I love about the both sides of joy of her being able to help people in their systems and their sales and their strategies and their businesses is that she's super strategic. She's fast. She thinks ahead of times, and she's still able to help you with your soul through the process of creating this. So it shows you that in business, it's a lot of back end and front end, and there's a lot of internal and external in your business, just like there is for us as human beings. So definitely reach out to her and see how she can support you. She's a dynamic being, and I definitely think that if you hear something and you know and feel like she's a perfect match for you, then definitely reach out to her. In terms of her passion project, which is what we love to call the other aspects of what we're doing in our business, because you'll find me on the business and the sales world, live event beast and all sales beast and all that. But my passion purpose is autism families. So I'm still serving in my passion purpose, which is helping other autism families to navigate wellness, fitness, and nutrition, just in different spaces. You can find that at Smart Fit Fam. Joy also has daughter status, right?
Yes.
And tell them a little bit about daughter status.
So Daughter Status Foundation is a 501c3 organization, which our mission is to provide behavioral and mental health support and support services to people who are experiencing financial hardships. We provide therapy hours, coaching hours, also other services. And we also make sure that we provide educational opportunities and those sorts of things as well. Coming up real soon, we're getting ready to certify our inaugural team of Hope coaches. And I'm so excited about that whole process. So if you are looking to be able to help someone through grief, this is a space that you really want to tap into. So you can find us at daughterstatus.com for that.
Absolutely love it. Hearts out to you. Make sure you're following her on Facebook, Instagram, and should I say Twitter? No, she has a group, Facebook group. Information will be down below in our thread, and you'll just find out more about this amazing being. Thank you for joining us today, Dr. Joy. Leaving you guys with the fact that definitely go get your launchalegacy.com. This is the book that is trending right now, and I'm saying it because I'm claiming it. along with launchalegacy.com, you'll see that I am a legacy brand. So we also have this ultimate legacy package where you get access to Zachary's book, you get access to Mama Ismay's book, you get access to t-shirts like this, you get access to, I'm not sure if the cup's there, but you can always order the cup, and more and more. And the goal of that is just to make sure that we remember and remind ourselves that legacy is something that we get to pass on, and we get to create what it is. And I'm so thankful for the 14 dynamic people, including my mama, who are now co-authors and best-selling authors of Launch a Legacy. Make sure you get your copy. Make sure you share it with your friends. Make sure you let us know your wins. If you need bulk copies, let me know. Send me a message at info@drallygriffith.com, and we can get you bulk copies, so it could be something that is shared in the business world, entrepreneurial world, family world, so that we can know that there's more than just a being, but that we get to serve, to operate in purpose and create profit, as who we are authentically in ourselves. All right, with guidance. I'm excited to be part of this journey and for amazing ladies. Make sure you stay tuned and listen to another one of the interviews. If you've missed any, there should be over 10 interviews by the time this is out. If they're all not out yet, wait for the next one and catch them, because all will be juicy. And as always, I want to leave you with my dynamic message that I leave us with every single week. Always stay amazing, be amazing in your thoughts, words, and in your actions. I love you guys, and continue to be you.